I definitely gotta get back into making clay, because my my ceramic cups and bowls are all getting worn out and chipped. I don't know. Well, let's stay on the little lily until the sun comes up. Oh, hit the button when I was trying to adjust it. Sorry about that. Oh, come on, right there. Oh, and the camera's leaning over again, like, yeah. Let's tilt this, turn this around. There we go. There we go. Oh, so I was in there on Democracy Now! Listening to Noam Chomsky. I love listening to that guy. I mean, talk about a canary in a coal mine and no one's listening. It's so sad. Chris Hedges is another one I like, and what's that guy's name? George Papantonio or something. But Noam is the wise old man. You know, he's talking like we're on a, we're killing ourselves, allowing the politicians to go off on tangents about, he lied about this, or his lawyer said that, or this and that, Hey, Chris! Come on! Alright, I'll be back after he's done. So much to do at once. I really got to get him out of there so he won't be barking in the morning. Because he disrupts the horse and the goat. And Cindy's really going to be like, oh, not that dog. Oh, puppies, puppies. Anyway, I was talking about all this bullshit. Anybody that's still, watching TV news, please stop. Fox News is just a government press room. And the other ones are, Hillary's whiny old Russian meddling. How come they don't say anything about Netanyahu coming to Congress and testifying or talking without anybody's permission? If Putin came into Congress and addressed Congress without asking the president, would that be okay? But no, Israel meddling in American elections is never brought up. Are you kidding me? How blatant is the Israeli influence in American elections? It's ridiculous. It's, oh, who's aligned with Israel? That's the candidate because they're our strongest ally. Ain't that a bitch? They're one of the little puniest little countries with nothing other than what we gave them. It sucks. Put a net on Yahoo. And then we had, Rex Tillerson, who is Exxon #1, making deals that is going to end the human race. I mean, what kind of person doesn't give a shit about humanity and its extinction because they want to put a few more $billion in their already billion dollar pockets? It's just, I need some more cocoa. I'll be back. Alright, let's try this again. Fucking Chris, so much attention. So, this is specifically to people that are still voting Republican or Democrat. Stop. You gotta stop supporting the same two-sided regime. It doesn't matter if you're voting left or right, red or blue. They both support Israel and the end of the world, because they support oil in the Middle East, which is killing us. You know, global warming's not a joke anymore. Look at the fires. The world is burning. Look at the floods. You know, a couple feet rise in ocean level, and that takes out. I mean, Miami already floods. You know, all the cities, all the major cities are by ports. It's going to disrupt all of civilization shortly. I don't know what shortly means. Could be 10 years. But we can't keep saying it could be 10 or 20 years, 10 or 20 years, 10 or 20 years for another 100 years. It ain't going to happen. The clock is ticking, and it's getting less and less time. You know, your vote, if you're voting for Republican and Democrat elections, you're disenfranchised. They're not listening to you. They're not paying any attention to you. You're not getting anything from those fuckers that you think that you're going to get. The lobbyists make the laws. The lobbyists give them the money. They make the donations. They're the ones at the $25,000 a plate dinner that you're not at. If you keep voting to support the oligarchy, you're going to kill yourself. I mean, it's just insane the amount of abuse by those who are greedy, selfish motherfuckers, like Rex Tillerson, that don't give a shit about the rest of the planet. You know? And we're going into World War III. They're pushing and pushing and pushing on Russia, new sanctions. They got NATO right up to its ass, you know, against what they said they'd never do when, you know, when Gorbachev, you know, when Russia became capitalist, they said, you know, we don't no longer need NATO, but what do? They expand all the way up to the, and now they want to make Ukraine part of NATO. So, you know, it's just, oh God, they're just pushing and pushing and pushing for World War III. You made your bomb, Jasper. Are you going to lay down or are you going to go back inside? Because you're not even into this anymore. Go on, go lay over there, or whatever you want to do. You going to lay down right here? Okay. So, it's, you know, it starts with you, with those who vote for Republicans or Democrats to stop and tell your friends to quit perpetuating the bullshit game of politics. It's a game. They do, even when they have elections, it's like a blow-by-blow sportscaster, you know, point spread and this. It's all contrived bullshit. You know, break out of your cognitive dissonance. Take your head out of the sand. It's before it's too late. It may be already too late. You know? If people are still watching TV news and getting their information from TV news, we're fucked. We are so fucked. Oh, Jasper, are you trying to motion? I think the focus is too tight. That, you know, your thing hanging there is out of the frame. But if I zoom out, guess what? You're right there. Jasper, you're a clown. Hey, Jasper, you want to move away from the camera? Thanks. Hey, over here or over there? Move. Unbelievable. He's going to stand right in front. Literally, his pecker was hanging right there in front of the camera, but the camera was too tightly focused. Oh, God. So, yeah, it's the end of the world as you know it. Maybe not in my lifetime, but change comes slow to Hawaii. So, I mean, Nevada. Pot is legal in Nevada now. And Hawaii is like, we got 2 dispensaries. Shit. Pot, in Britain, they've been having this problem with hundreds of pot grow farms, indoor farms in London, staffed, well, labored by smuggled Vietnamese children. You know, child labor slavery is rampant around the world. You know, child slavery is one of the biggest things going in this day and time. You know, all that stuff didn't end with child labor laws in America. The rest of the world exploits the hell out of children. Shut up, Chris! Jeez! What a whiner you are! Thank you! Jasper, what are you looking at? What are you looking at? Oh, that rooster? That's a chicken, not a rooster. Well, yeah, we're in trouble. As long as people keep playing pushing the stupid game down the road. You know? This whole American fake dream is crumbling. But it's so incremental and gradual that people accept it. You know, like I can, like when I see things about New York City and all the CCTV and all of this and that, and to even go on the subway, the cops want to look in your bag. What? And people accept that. You know, why? Because everybody is a suspect terrorist, and everybody might have a bomb in there, but they really only profile the dissident-looking ones, you know, hippies or whatever. And if you're clean-cut, straight-looking, you walk right through. If you look like them, you know, then it's okay. That's what it is, you know. It's just, God, it's an ugly world. Except when you're in nature and you're away from people, it's beautiful. Oh shit, who's screaming? Shut up! Is that Guns N' Roses again? Shut up. Fuck, I don't even know why I have that shit. I don't even know why I have Guns N' Roses, that whining, crying, screaming idiot. I have to delete that from my library. Unbelievable. Oh, and Jennifer, I know you're expecting that package to arrive today, but I doubt it's going to arrive at my house. It's going to arrive at the post office. The only thing that will arrive today maybe is a card in the mailbox, because we don't get mail dropped at our house by the post office. We have boxes on the road, a few miles from here. And I ain't walking to it, I guarantee you that. A 6-mile walking round trip to get the mail that might be there or not. Because if the box is too big for the mailbox, they just have a little slip in there and says, yeah, you can come into Keaau and pick it up. And that's, you know, 5 miles further up the road. Yeah, to go to the post office, it's 5, 6, 7, 14-mile round trip. So yeah, that's why a lot of the new people in the park are really pissed off, because they never got a box. And the post office hasn't brought more boxes out yet. It's just, you know, it's a do-it-yourself kind of place. You got to go in and complain and complain and complain, unless you know really where to set the complaint, you know. Go talk to the postmaster of the state, not the local regional people. Got to get up as high up as you can, as fast as you can. to get results. Otherwise, you get glad handled by all the minions that are taught how to just shine you on. That's with all the automation and all the automated response calls now. When you call anywhere, press 1, press 2, speak in here, nick it in there, give me a person. Just keep pressing 0, 0, 0. I'm sorry, I didn't get 0. I'm sorry, I didn't 0. I'm sorry, I'm having 0. Let me get someone for you. That's how it works. 0, 0, 0, 0. Every time it starts to talk. Whenever they ask you to, you know, pick this so they can take you someplace else and give you another thing, and at the end tell you you can go to www.net. You know, you don't talk to anybody and no one answers your questions. So if you want to talk to someone, just keep pressing 0 when you get those recordings. Yeah, I don't, you know, it's really a shame because the next midterm elections is going to be more of the same horseshit. Russia, Russia, Russia. You know, the Bernie people. Screw the Bernie people and screw the Hillary and the Trump people. They're all the same people, okay? The whole system is corrupt to the bone. Maybe Bernie is the one guy that that's not taking corporate donations. Maybe. I've never looked at his donation sheet. Jasper, do you mind? You could have done that an hour ago before we got up. Come here. Take your big lips over here and lay down. Come on, over here. Your big drooly lips. Slop, 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 slop. Lay down. Go on. Will you lay down? Well, you want to go over there or over here? Sit. Sit. That doesn't mean crawl 5 more feet closer so your paw's right on the table leg. God. And now you're going to sit there for what? 2 seconds and decide to go up and go stand in front of the camera? Huh? Huh? Oh, God. Here comes another one. Here we go. Come on. Come here, girl. You know, it's funny, when Chris wasn't barking this morning, this shit goes through my brain like, oh my God, is he alive? You know? So kind of when he starts barking, I go, ah, phew. But, you know, once is enough just to let me know he's alive. Oh, you be quiet, chicken. Yeah, so anyway, I gotta keep these wake and... Yesterday's wake and bake was so long, it's like an hour, and the videos... Well, it went from wake and bake into work, and... Jasper, go in the house and lay down. Jesus. You're unbelievable. Go on. Go lay down. Get. Unbelievable. Unbelievable, son. Go on, lay down. On your bed. Go. Go. What are you bucking about, chicken? Eat some of those maggots. I bet you got a feast over there, huh? Except I'd be careful. I wouldn't eat any of the ones that ain't moving. Too much poison. Got so many wild chickens. It's just, nobody controls it. Everybody has wild chickens up and down the street. And they just let them run, screw each other, and everything. You know, it's unbelievable. But any rooster that comes in these 3 acres here is going to get plugged, because we don't want to get up any earlier than you know, 5:30. Naturally, when the sun comes and the light comes to the sky, not before, not in the dark, not by an alarm, not by a rooster, not by a buzzer, not by a traffic, you know, the white noise of traffic that picks up, the commute, you can hear the commute start up. No, can't do that. Or the neighbors all going to work and stuff like that. No, not here. The guy across the street doesn't go to work till about 7 o'clock, and I'm already up, so. And there's only one. It's not like in a suburb where, you know, everybody goes out, boom, 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 everybody's off the car, you know, same time. Yeah. I don't have a whole lot of hope for this country and the humanity of, you know. I don't see any measurable improvement or anything. It's all negative. It's all going. Yes, there's a positive. It was like old Bush said, points of light. Yeah, in a flood of darkness, those points of light don't do shit. You know, it's like having drapes with pinholes in it. A little bit of light comes in, not enough to do anything. It's so sad, knowing that it's all going to crap out and there's nothing you can do about it. Because a handful of sick, evil, you know, greedy people on the planet control it. How did we ever get this way? There's no egalitarian super leader gonna come and save us. You know, Jesus isn't coming to save us. There's no hope. We get more of the same clown shit. And after Trump, oh my God, there's no telling what can be thrown up there next. I mean, Ronald Reagan was bad enough, you know, Bonzo goes to Washington. Oh God, and did they use him? They just stood around and went, okay, 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 okay. You know, the whole banking industry just did whatever they wanted to do, and he said, okay, where do I sign? Okay. Fucking howdy doody. He ruined it. He's one of the ones that brought down this country. His Reaganomics. His giving it all back to the rich. You know, it took 50 years from the robber barons to undo what the Great Depression did. And what's this idiot do? He gives it right back to him. Unbelievable. And ever since then, they've just, what buildings grow in downtown of every city? The bank buildings are the biggest fucking buildings in every city. That should tell you who owns the cities, the banks. Why people live in cities and contribute to the banks like serfs, I don't understand that. I never did understand that. You know? You want to get as far away from people as possible, and the, you know, the compilation of them on top of each other, because they're like rats, and they feed off of, they start eating each other. But, you know, a lot of those cul-de-sacs, like this place here someday, I hate to say it, but when more lots are scraped than are not, and you know, it builds out and it's bumper to bumper to bumper, it's going to be like most other places. The only thing is, you know, acre lot's a bigger lot, but what'll happen in the future is all these and I swear this will happen. When all these lots are worth $1 million, they'll be coming in here, tearing down all these original spec houses and putting up, 5,000 square foot houses that take up every square foot of the acre except 20 feet all the way around the perimeter. That's the easement, right? They'll make these mega mansions that take up the whole lot just because it's a sustainable, just because its climate is good. It doesn't have fires, floods. Okay, this is a hurricane happening right now. I guess it'll pass the bottom of the island at its biggest peak tomorrow morning. Calm before the storm? There's not going to be a storm here. It's going to go the other way. They always go around the island. Always. And they always have this big buildup. Everybody runs to town and gets toilet paper and bottled water and fills up their gas tanks and all this stupid shit. What they should be doing is get 100 gallons of gasoline and some drums so they can keep the generator going. I mean, if it ever gets stupid like that, I got a couple oil drums over there, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. Huh, kitty? Damn right. You don't need bottled water. I get 5,000 gallons of water out there. All I need is a generator to get the water pump to run it through the filter. Besides, I don't drink plastic bottled water. Causes cancer. All these people, that the fucking water sits in the sun. You've heard that the bottled water sitting in the car leaches the plastic into the water and gives women breast cancer. It tastes shitty, number 2. And you have to buy it. What the fuck? I'll sell you some water. People are paying $1, $2 for a bottle of water. That's like, next they're going to be selling you air. Bottled air. Once they destroy all the air, then you'll have to buy your air from them. Just like they're making you buy water. Is that insane? I mean, I paid for water, sewer, and garbage as one bill in San Francisco, if I recall. No, water and sewer was one. I think garbage was separate because I had them cut my garbage bill down by using business garbage plan instead of residential. Onyx, that was just the strangest thing. She just came by and there's this... No, you go back in there. Get your dumb butt back in there. Zircon's sitting behind me on the floor, being a good boy. Oh, and there goes Onyx sneaking out. Oh, dang it, you guys! I'm not ready to get moving yet. You guys are all like, "Come on, man! You've been on the thing all day." Alright, so Wake and Bake is over. The Wake and Bake rant. Damn fate of the world. But listen, if you're still watching Fox News or 60 Minutes or any of those stupid, what's that idiot? Any of those guys that, Face the Nation or what's that shaved head guy? Meet the Press or something. Any of those fake ass things. Stop. Go on YouTube and get on Amy Goodman's Democracy Now! Or Noam Chomsky's got his own channel, probably. Chris Hedges, man. I mean, these guys are my guys I love to listen to because they, truth. truth, truth, right? And they can see through the crap. And anybody ex-CIA, listen to any ex-CIA. Go to RT. They're on all the time. Because they can't get on mainstream news in America because the Zionist, Israel supporting conglomerates of, yeah, I'm going to say it, Jew News, is seriously got you believing what the establishment is telling you. And guess what? It's all lies. You know? We're not anywhere doing anything for anybody's democracy. We're raping the world for its resources until it's wrung dry like an old wash rag, full of holes and wrung out as dry as a bone. That's what they're doing to the planet, and they don't give a shit about you. They think they'll go live underground, go to Mars. They think that it's not going to affect them, or they have so much money that they can insulate themselves from it. Kind of like I feel like I'm insulated here, but I don't have all that money to do it. It's just location, location, location. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if some of those, you know, I'm pretty sure Bill Gates of hell has property up in Hawaii. And Oprah has property over on Maui. And I'm sure other megalomaniacs got not only property in Hawaii, but in Switzerland and Barbados and Bali, and, you know, they got 7 residences. So the rich aren't worried. They can always go to another house if their house blows up, burns up, or, you know, whatever. And they're not in a metropolis. Trust me, if their Manhattan apartment goes down, and those are all volts anyway. It's ridiculous. So there's a difference between the haves and the have-nots. That's a fact. Not the fact that they have, but it's the fact that how they live and how they isolate themselves from everybody else. They don't care that, you know, their stuff is manufactured by slave labor. They don't care that the prison population is packed. You know, the rich don't go to prison. Their kids don't go to war. They go to Stanford. And you know, if they get busted for doing something stupid in Stanford, well then, you know, F. Lee Bailey. Unfortunately, if they do something stupid in China, you get fucked up. Or what, the guy in North Korea, you know, American in North Korea do something stupid. Americans are naive. The rest of the world doesn't play the same stupid stuff that America does, and, you know, they're not coddled. They live in harsh realities of third world countries, and they don't give a shit what you think you know because you saw something on TV in America. I mean, you know, back in the 70s, the federales in Mexico, they go through your stuff with a machine gun tip going through the clothes, you know. We drive through the roadblocks, you see them going through the girl's stuff, you know, picking her bra out of her backpack with the gun on the tip, and they're all just laughing like, you know, gringa. It's the rest of the world is not America. Travel it and find out. And they hate us. They didn't used to hate us, but in the last 10 or 20, 30 years, ooh, they're just like, you know. If it's not a tourist spot, you know, you go to the tourist spots, they love you. They want the dollars. You go off into the country of any of those tourist spots, and they're burning the American flag, because that's where reality is. You know, the people sucking money off the system, they don't care. You know, as long as... Oh, I think that cut me off mid-story, but I'm not going to know where it went off, and it doesn't matter. Just get off the mainstream news and you know, listen to Chris Hedges and Noam Chomsky and Papantonio and Amy Goodman. Because the end of the world is here, and no one's going to save you except yourself. And the only way you're going to do that is by knowing what's going on and be able to make smart decisions before everybody else. So keep apprised. And we'll see you later. Hui ho.